And I was at work. I was not focused. It was like testing. So I had to prepare them for testing. I don't like testing anyway, so that's probably why I just was like disconnected. But I knew it was a new test, like PARC, PARCC. You know, they always used to come out with new stuff, and then 5 years later, it don't exist no more. It was like all this new digital training and stuff, or digital testing for students. And I had to like let the kids know, like, y'all gonna be looking at a computer this long, and just kind of talking to them and prepping them. Like, please, y'all, don't get into this testing room and cut up. Because some of them would cut up because what? They didn't want to test. So they trying to get kicked out. What, in my mind, I was saying, you can't get kicked out and come to me. Like that, you can't get, because I didn't tell them this, but I wasn't going to be there. You know, like, I had got the dates for the Valencia surgery, and the little ones, the freshmen, and I wasn't really worried about, like, the old ones, even though some of them was cutting up. The freshmen and the sophomores, I just was like, listen, I just need y'all to do me a favor. Because this is new, you guys got to be patient, you know, with the computer, y'all ID numbers. It was just a lot. I just remember, oh my God, till this day, I hated that test. And I was almost like bribing them, you know. When you get attendance this, I'll make sure I give y'all this. And I was bribing them kids. I don't even remember everything that I said to them. It was the day that I was gonna leave work right after school. That's why I was like, oh, let me at least go throughout the day. All right, right after school, and get to the airport, fly out, boom. And it was about noon, not even noon. And Mama Linda texted my phone. And she said, Free, I need you to pray. Because they trying to bring her back. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? I said, what do you mean they trying to bring her back? And she's like, she coded. I said, no. I said, okay. I said, Mama, don't worry. She gonna be okay. I said, thank you for letting me know I'm finna go. And like, get into like a private space and pray. I said, but it's okay. It's okay. And I kept telling her, it's okay. You know, I said, it's gonna be okay. I promise. You know. She's like, okay. I said, it's okay, just breathe, it's okay. Because Mama was there by herself. JT was still in Oklahoma City. And Mama Linda was there, you know. At this point by herself, she was waiting for us to come in. And so it was me. I was coming in that night. Janice, all of our big sister. Janice from Houston. Jazz, was coming. And Barbara was coming. So the three of us were coming. Plus Valencia's cousins, two of them, Rose and Todd. So, you know, to just be there to support Mama, you know, when she go through the surgery. So nobody was there yet, though. I think Todd and them was almost there because they were driving. And I was like, Mama, it's okay. I'm like, oh, is anybody there with you? And she was like, no. I said, it's okay. Like, you know, trying to calm it down. I promise you, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. She said, okay, you know, I'm gonna keep you posted. And so I immediately went to the bathroom. I locked that bathroom by my office, and I locked the door. And I remember saying to God, I said, I know this is so selfish of me to ask. I said, but she can't go. Not right now, please. If she gotta go, I'm gonna have to deal with it, but not right now. Can I just get there? And it was so sad. It was probably the most selfish prayer that I've ever prayed, child. I said, Lord, please. Not like this, like, please. You know, and I start saying, you know, JT not even there, like her brother. Hey, their bond so tight. I'm like, he not even there. You know, mama's by herself. It wasn't even unnecessarily, can I see her for the last time? That too, but I was just like, please, you know. I said, I do need to see her. I need to talk to her. I need to look at her and talk to her. So please, I know it's a selfish prayer. And I was just bartering at that point. I'm like, so whatever, you know, like, you do this for me, what you want from me? Like, you know, might have been some things that I've been saying that I ain't gonna do that you know, I've impressed on my heart or told me to do. You know, I'll do it, whatever. It doesn't even matter. Like, I'll do it. Can you please? The conversation's about 15 minutes. The prayer was about 15 minutes. I unlocked the door. I come out, and of course, I got students at my door. Like, what, Miss Rogers, you been in there all that time? We tried to come in there. My eyes are red, so I'm trying to play it off, and I'm like, y'all can't even let me breathe, because it was lunchtime. That's what it was for them, and they didn't like going to the cafeteria. They like to come in my office and eat on the other side or try to be under me or whatever. And I was like, I'm sorry, y'all. I just had some things that I needed to handle, but let me unlock the door. Can y'all do me a favor and go to the other side? I had 2 sides to the office. I'm gonna close this door because I need to finish handling some business, is what I told them. They was like, okay. And they looked at me and they knew something was off, but they knew, like, and they were my seniors, so they knew. They were just kind of like, okay. Mama Linda called me and she said, she's back. Like, she's back. She's okay. They brought her back. And I said, you know, like, thank you, Jesus. And I said, Mama, I'm on my way. I said, I'm on my way. I said, tell Valencia I am on my way, please. And she said, yes. I'm telling her now. So I just wasn't focused at all that day, but then I really wasn't focused after that. I was grateful, and I said, Lord, thank you, thank you, thank you. At the same time, I just knew she didn't have a lot of time left. I just knew, it was just, you know, signs, and you just know you didn't want to believe it, but I knew. And so I said, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Just keep her, Lord, you know. Got on a plane, got to Cancer Treatment Center of America in Tulsa. You know, a driver, of course, is staring, you know, with my little tag, and took me to the place. And I walked in a room. I walked in Valencia's room, and Mama was sitting there, and Janice was there by this time, and Todd and Miss Rose. I didn't know them yet. But this was my first time, like, connecting with them, and they were in the room. They were sitting there, and Mama let us say, "They go free." And Valencia had her eyes closed, and she said, "You just won't let me go, will you?" And I said, "Nope, no, I will not, ma'am. Like, I won't." You know, Mama Linda just kind of like laughed a little bit. Went over. I said, let me take my coat and stuff, my jacket or whatever off, and wash my hands because I want to hug you. And she said, Free, I smell that oil. To this day, y'all, I do not use that hair oil. I do not use that hair oil in my hair. Nancy was so adamant, like, that stinks. And I told you, baby, I washed my hair 5 times. Like, scrubbing it. Just scrubbing. She said, I smell that hair. She said, I smell that oil. She was like, I know you love me. Sit over there in that chair. Like, in other words, do not come over here with that hair trying to hug me. Like, sit over there. So I just cracked up. I went and washed my hands. I said, by this time, she had a bedpan because she was weak. She couldn't get up. This was a lot. Oh my God, you just to see somebody. And she looked weaker and sicker from the week before when I was there. And so I think the nurses came in to change her bedpan, and we just, you know, like, excused ourselves. Also to add, Barbara, my big sister Barbara, Valencia's big sister Barbara. Now Janice is the oldest, and I'm not trying to be funny if you see this Janice. She the big sister of everybody. She the bossy one. Barbara was supposed to be there with us, and Barbara went to the wrong airport. That's how I know, like the anxiety and stuff and things that we were going. Cancer just sucks all the way around to the people, the person it affects and attacks, to just the people around that love them. Like, she was supposed to be at LaGuardia and she was at JFK. So there's two airports, airports in New York. And so she was at the wrong airport and she was flipping out. And we excused ourselves. I think Janice had told me that. And we excused ourselves. I talked to her and she was really like emotional and just was like, I can't believe this. And I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. She said, I was calling them. I'm gonna see if they could, there's no other flights going out tonight, but I was trying to see if I could just come in the morning and this and that. And I said, you just be doing a turnaround, so you're gonna come and just, turn back around after the surgery. If you even make it before she go in the surgery room, because the surgery was supposed to be like early in the morning, they were on prep her early. And I'm like, Barbara, it's okay. Like, I want you to breathe and calm down. So I'm talking to her, trying to calm her down. And I was trying to get Mama. I said, Mama, did you eat? And she was like, yeah, I ate a little bit earlier or something. Which I love you, Mom. I'm not calling you a storyteller, but I don't think she did. So we decided to go to the Waffle House. Yeah. But I don't think Mama came with us that night, right? Yeah, I don't think she did. She said she was just going to stay by the bedside. And I said, well, I'm going to stay with you. And she said, no, Free, you're not. You're going to go get something to eat. So she made me leave. And I'm like, well, I'm going to bring you something back. And so me, Janice, Todd went to Waffle House. It wasn't too far from the cancer treatment center. And we ate, and talked. And next day, mentor to Valencia and also one of the leaders in the church. What's her name? I can't even think of her name. She came because she's also a professor, like a college professor. She came. She was grading papers and stuff, but she came to be there part of, to support doing the. She drove up. It was, I think it's Tulsa. I don't know how many hours away from Oklahoma City, but she came. I feel like it was Dr. Jen or Jennifer or something with a J. I gotta look her up. And they said that they weren't gonna be able to do the surgery. They just was like, there's no need to open her up like this and do all. She said she's not gonna live. She's not gonna live through this surgery if we open her up like that. And basically they were just saying they did all that they could, and they just was basically telling us this, it was they couldn't do nothing else. But I'm moving a little ahead. So I decided to drive back because they were like, oh, we gotta go. They were pushing the time for the surgery. That's what was happening. Something like that. They were pushing it back. Oh, she's supposed to prep her at 6 a.m., then 8 a.m. And they just kept pushing. And they had a flight out. Like, she was just gonna be there for the surgery and then she had to get out and work. And that's why we were telling Barbara, don't stress about it, because we thought the surgery was gonna be super early. Don't worry about, she was trying to stress and change, the ticket. She missed the flight. She just had a lot of anxiety. So Janice, hugged me. Valencia went back to Houston. And it was Mama and it was her. And they might have pushed the surgery to the next day. It was something going on with that. I remember it was a Wednesday. I was sitting in a room. And I cannot remember her name. Because she's the one that really, the Rose for Valencia, she was behind it all. Mama was in the room with Valencia. I was in the lounge with I'm gonna say Dr. J. And Mama came out. They were in the room talking with the doctors. And Mama came out and you could tell that she was upset. And so, I don't know, she kind of sat next to me. And she was like, Free, they saying that there's nothing else they can do. And Valencia's saying, you know, Mom, don't stress about it. Don't, you know, let's just let it be. And she was like, I do not want to let, you know, she just kind of had to brace herself, because she was just like, let it be, no. And so, you know, tears was coming down. I could feel myself getting emotional, and then the doctor came in. And he was talking to us, and so he basically said what Mama said, you know, there's nothing else they can do, that they was just gonna make her comfortable, or try to make her comfortable, and that if there was anyone that needed to get there to say their last goodbyes, call the family. Baby, if you've never been in a situation like that, y'all, yeah. So that part is a little bit too painful to go there, so I'm gonna skip over that. But they were just, you know, like, hey, you know, if there's anybody that wants to see her that's close enough, get here, tell them to get here. So, Mama called JT. I could hear their conversation, and he was like, oh my God. Oh yeah. And so she was just kind of like, please don't be safe. Like, you can get here, you're gonna get here in enough time. Don't speed. Please don't speed so you won't get pulled over or anything, or you won't hurt yourself or anyone else. Like, please, son, like, please. I'm saying, he said, okay, I hear you, Mama, I hear you, Mama. But, you know, he was at work. He got off work and he's heading there immediately. So, of course, I said a quick prayer, like, Lord, cover my brother. You know, can you imagine? Your baby sister, the one that you've always protected, you can't do nothing, you know? And so I'm like, Mama, who you want me to call? And so she said, just reach out to the sister chicks, you know, reach out to everyone, just let them know, you know, to be in prayer, this, you know, and that. So she ended up calling her pastor, and the pastor's wife, they came. I had met them several times because I've been to Oklahoma so many times. Some of Valencia's childhood friends, family, y'all, it just, people just drove up. That was a Wednesday. And, yeah. And so people were just coming in, you know. Mama called Todd and Rose, and they reversed and headed back. So with that day coming in and out, seeing her, going to talk to her, you know. And it's something, you know, I'm gonna be honest. It's just hard losing anybody you love, okay? This is me talking from experience, not talking as a therapist or anything like that, or, you know, talking out research. But I feel like you don't ever heal from grief. You don't ever not miss your loved one. Oh, it's been 20 years. I don't miss them. You don't ever, you just never stop loving them. And I just don't feel like people ever heal from grief. You just, you know, you figure out ways to manage it and cope with it and make the best of it, but there's no healing from grief. It just isn't, you know. And there's different layers to grief. And so I'm not comparing people's experiences, but I feel like Mama, Linda, JT, you know, close family members, sister chicks, we feel robbed, you know, of her life. Like, she still should be here with us. But being able to be there with her and talk to her, it helped with giving some peace. Because although there's sadness and there's grief and there's hurt and there's a peace that I know, you know, she's not in pain no more. It just was as a peace. And I'm so grateful for that. I thank God for honoring that request that I made. Like, Lord, please, like, let me just talk to her or see her. But coming in, and Mama Linda was just, JT finally made it, you know, came with the family. He went straight to his sister. Like, what y'all thought, because people were taking turns going in. JT got in there and he stayed in there. Like, I'm going to be in here when everybody, I don't care who she's talking to. I think he did. I'm being, I think he did come in and out sometime, like going to the bathroom or giving people moments too. But he was right there by her bedside. And Mama just was like, she was just like, I can't, this girl is really saying she's ready. And Mama like, I'm not ready. Like, I need to honor that she's ready, but I'm not ready. And so, you know, I'm holding her hand and I'm like, you know, I got you, you know, like, I got you. I know it's, you know, it's not the same. Like, I could never imagine losing a baby, you know, or a child. But I got you, you know, you're not by yourself. That, you know, trying to support. And so she was, you know,